was crabby. Oh, we're in squads. Well, whatever. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, that's alright. Oh, that'd be nice. What's going on? What's going on in hockey here? Is St. Louis Blues ahead, or? Has the series started yet? Well, that's butt wax.
Do you know what Vikings are?
Do I know what Vikings are? Yes, Leah.
I don't.
People who they're not around anymore. They're people from Sweden and Finland and Norway, way back in the day, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And they went from place to place on boats, and they take over the towns and kill all the people and do bad stuff like that.
Fun things like that.
The good people?
All of them. That's what Viking. Well, I'm just saying, history. The Vikings were. No, well, they were people. They were. Shut up, Vince. They were people who they did a lot of war. They weren't friendly people, but they didn't have where they lived, Leah. They didn't have a lot of resources. It wasn't easy to farm there or take care of animals, so they had to go do war with other people and take all their stuff.
That's why they can't live.
What, Leah?
That's why the Vikings can't live.
Vikings are stinky.
Mm-hmm.
They poop a lot. Yeah, they used to just go jump in the lake with pieces of soapstone. They probably had some sort of thing to clean with. God knows what, though. Probably wasn't. Yeah, like it might be like an actual chemical thing rather than a fragrant thing. Like soap might not have been like, oh, you're gonna smell nice after you use this. It'd be like, you know what I mean? The minerals in this is going to cleanse you. Oh no, obviously not. They've only been refining that for I don't think the Vikings had gas, did they? Yeah, no, they had a ton of gas, but they had nothing to use it with. Like, lots of gas. The Vikings just had gas pumps just poking out of the sides of mountains. Here, you're gonna need this in about 850 years. Just start digging as much of it out of the... Yeah. You know, we know that modern machinery and all that kind of crap hasn't really been invented yet, but we're going to start refining this crude oil to make ethanol and other types of good gas. You'll have no practical use for it for 875 years until the late 1800s. It is only the year 992, but here you go. Get a little bit of this refined gas in you. We drink it here. You bastard. Yay! All my guns are white except for that one. Oops. Yeah. I can't wait to hear what's next. ancient Russia in like the year zero had electricity. They just didn't use it much because they hate it.
I can wait a half an hour.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do with electricity, so they thought that it would help the fertility of their livestock, so they hooked up the electricity to the cows. That was like the very first form of modern energy consumption was when we hooked up electricity to our livestock. They thought that as the people were out milking their animals and doing things like that, that electrical shocks would yield more milk. Every time the cow would moo, you just shock it in the tit a little bit and it would just excrete a little more milk. You just imagine. Yeah, but if you get more milk out of it, who cares? I like how a lot of people are like all pissy about animal torture with animals that don't matter. Like, it's not cool to like sit there and torture them and be like, you're going to suffer. But at the same time too, it's like, if some Amish kid is like running around the farm, like throwing a baseball at a cow, who the hell cares? You're just gonna eat it anyways. Someone's playing with the cow. I've hit cow with a cane. Because the landlord told me that's how you direct them from pen to pen to pen inside the actual farm. Be like, you can't keep the giant cows with the little ones. It just doesn't make any sense. We cycle them by age so we know which ones to send out for meat. And it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But he's like, when you need to move them around, you can't just put a leash on a cow and be like, let's go, Bessie, let's go for a walk. He'd be like, you gotta friggin' show that thing which way to go. So I'm like just tapping it in the direction that I want it to go with the cane, and the landlord's like, no, like don't sit there and swing it like a baseball bat, but you gotta friggin' whack them things so they get the point to move. You could throw a damn baseball at a cow all friggin' day, and the stupid thing would just like it doesn't even care. Like hitting a cow with a baseball is like hitting the legs of a T-Rex with a hockey stick. It don't give a shit.
Will they die?
No. Cows are stupid. You can literally do anything with them. And they spook easy, which is a lot of fun. So electricity could be cool. Like you could just hook up the electricity to the arse end of the cow. Yeah, I'm not saying give it a lethal jolt where it's torture, but just give it a little buzz where it's just like, hey buddy, come over here. Bzz. The cow just, that's fun. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's fun. That's something I could do with my kids and they'd have fun. Come here, guys. The cow's tied up. Put a little tap on the bum there and watch it move all now, if you were doing it to like a small, it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, you could literally hurt it. You know, chickens, have feelings in your little funny advanced animal society? They don't. In fact, if chickens weighed 90 pounds, they'd eat you. You look into their eyes, they're just descendants of dinosaurs, them damn chickens. They have no souls whatsoever. They would fucking eat you if they had the chance.